Hi, my name is Preeti Nagarajan. Thank you for inviting me to join this session virtually. I am the head of strategy for networks within Ericsson. To the questions then. The first one, what technologies are going to help us with our next generation demand? Before I get into our next generation demand, I would absolutely like to put it on our radar that affordable and efficient connectivity is a fundamental component of digitization and has become as important as clean water and electricity. Now, Ericsson continuously works with technology and enabling our portfolio transformations in time. At present, the biggest transformation in the industry is a migration towards 5G. How do we help that? Now I'm going to take this stepwise. Step one would be to enable that smooth migration to 5G. Our hardware infrastructure out there, especially radios, 5 million of them, are 5G prepared. And it requires just a software update to roll it out, to roll 5G out on those radios. On the same count, the next step would be how do we expand 5G nationwide? Now, when we do this nationwide, spectrum is a very scarce resource and it should be used efficiently. Ericsson spectrum sharing allows 4G and 5G to run simultaneously on the same radio in the same band. Now, what makes our solution unique is that we, every millisecond, evaluate which split between 4G and 5G is the most optimal one for dynamically carrying traffic. So we enabled a unique and smooth migration to 5G. We spoke about 5G nationwide coverage. What happens next? The most important part beyond coverage is to enable performance and capacity. Ericsson's work on algorithm development, especially algorithmic development that connects hardware and software closer together, has really shown good returns on the field. Now I'm going to take the example of one such feature, Uplink Booster. It delivers 15% better coverage, benchmarked in the industry as a result of innovations in the massive MIMO area, both between hardware and software. Another example would be carrier aggregation between low and mid bands. It can even be applied to high bands. It improves mid-band coverage by 25% and network capacity by 27%. Now, once we've established a smooth migration to 5G, nationwide coverage, and capacity and performance, the next most important thing is to help enable onboarding of new use cases. And this happens very well with 5G standalone. Standalone brings 6 times faster access to higher data rates and improved network slicing, enabling new revenue streams. Now let's just take one such example. Private networks, automotive, and 5G manufacturing then. So this is a case, Mercedes-Benz cars along with Telefonica Deutschland and Ericsson established the world's first 5G network for automobile production. Now, commercial 5G network, this one is built on Ericsson's private network solution, and it's built also on Ericsson's 5G radio dot for high performance indoor, and it enables a multitude of use cases on the factory floor. Examples, autonomous guided vehicles, AGVs, data shower, that is, how do we load the software in the car via 5G Connect? And then, something even as simple as connected screwdrivers. Now, the first phase of this covers about 20,000 square meters of a 220,000 square meter factory. So small steps, but in the right direction. Now, beyond this, of course, we are focusing on long-term technology development. And our CTO, Erik Ekudden, has previously spoken about it, and all the details are there on Ericsson.com. Now, a couple of them that really excite me, which I'd like to share, is imagine that future when we're discussing Internet of Skills, cyber physical systems, distributed compute and storage everywhere, ubiquitous radio access, a clear and fundamental way of security assurance, and zero-touch networks. Now, all of this put together, what's extremely clear is that we have to focus on enabling technologies to enable that portfolio transformation in time. Now to the second question. How can we ensure agility as well as network performance and service reliability? Reflecting back on the telecom industry, what I feel absolutely proud about being part of this industry is that it truly is a global system for communication. It enables scale effects that benefits all parts of the ecosystem, including the consumers. Imagine 8 billion subscribers of mobile systems can use their phone anywhere in the world between Mogadishu and Manhattan. Now, with all of that said, 5G is like right in the middle of it, the biggest innovation platform we've ever together put in place. So going forward, networks is going to enable so much more than just consumer services. There should be connected machines, sensors, vehicles, home appliances. So in a way, mobile networks will become the backbone of the industrial internet, and it almost already is the backbone of our consumer world. Now, that said, I'm going to focus on 3 specific things that highlight the need for agility, performance, and reliability all together. The first one is, how do we make sure that all these diverse use cases are captured with a common red thread of enabling technologies and a modular product portfolio? That's how we work at Ericsson. So imagine all the enabling technologies and portfolio solutions that are essential to each use case are brought together in order to bring the best of scale and a global ecosystem. So private networks use case is addressed in the same way, of course, with different SLAs, as would be a consumer network. Technology, business, and application domains will essentially become one. Any kind of application, including those that aren't invented yet, should be effortlessly embraced and enabled in this network. So these are the system principles we have as we think about how we enable that agile future. Second important thing that I'd like to highlight is security. Now, we know that in order for this to happen, we need to have a good base on security. It's absolutely important to enable robustness, reliability, and security in the connected world. Now, our approach in this has been to work with security principles for a completely connected world with standardized 3GPP at the bottom, built-in security through development further a focus on privacy, data protection, and analytics and intelligence. So imagine orchestrating all of this together, all the way from the device to the cloud. The third important thing that I see in our future is AI and network intelligence. So with AI backed by a strong data management strategy and methodology, we can increase efficiency in network operations. And service continuity is key, right? And imagine if we were to have self-healing networks that can handle the increased demand of network quality and critical performance with new KPIs. And the KPIs only get better. Low latency, high throughput, can be anything. We just recently launched Network Intelligence on AI-powered preemptive support service, where issues are identified and addressed before they impact network performance. These become the pillars of enabling a reliable, agile network that provides performance at its best. Now, I just picked a few examples, but this list is endless. To the next question then. It is more than just a cultural revolution. What skills do we need to ensure future success? Also, how do we attract and maintain people with the skills we need? Is telecoms attractive to these people? Hey, so I've been in telecom for about 15 years. How did I get attracted to this industry? It was very simple. The question was, what's going to connect us and keep us together in the future? And the answer was, well, wireless with an ounce and a lot of it of fiber, right? So that said, if I were to just put on our future looking glasses and looked outwards, I would say 10 years down the line, we do these consumer surveys within Ericsson, so I'm picking up some insights from the latest consumer survey as well. Here's an insight. 59% of our consumers believe that we will be able to see a map on AR glasses by simply thinking about a destination. I mean, I cannot for one drive without maps. And if this can happen, this would be probably my most favorite application. This list is endless. But what it makes me reflect about is the networks that we are building and envisioning will be modernized again by the millennials and the generations to come after that. So the key question is, how do we design for the competencies of the future already now? Focusing on competence development has always been, in essence, of Ericsson's culture. And it's been there for a long time. I myself am born and brought up in Ericsson, if you may, in the telecom industry. So in the last couple of years, to make sure we are prepared to handle this, we've been transforming up until now, and this transformation continues proactively into the future as well. And as always, this is just the beginning, and we have to put relentless efforts as an industry and as Ericsson as a company, right? The next important thing that I'd like to lift is R&D closer to the customer is extremely important. We need to support the telecom operators with the complexity they face. We can take examples in the present, for instance, with the complexity they face in cloud and virtualization, or we can take another example with the complexity they face on onboarding new verticals or new use cases. In each case, the complexity is different and the area of expertise needed is also different. And we need to be prepared to help them with that. And finally, I have a call for action. And that is, we as an industry, we need to work on strengthening STEM in school, even below the 10th grade. One example of such an area is hardware development. Now, how many kids around us are interested in breadboards and creating their own little hardware design as we did back in school? I'm sure there's many, but I'm also sure there can be many, 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 many more. So, let's join hands and try to make that happen. To the next question then, what's my reflection on organizational structure? My personal reflection after 15 years in this industry, and most of them at Ericsson, is that we always have to be prepared and open for change. We need to stay flexible and adapt our portfolio, both products and services, to the needs of our customer. And as we do that, an organizational structural shift is just an expression of how we help our customer in the best way possible. More than being deterministic already now on how the shift could be, I would just leave us with the thought that we have to be open for change, as it's our way of adapting to deliver the best to our customers and end users' needs. Thank you.